I forgot to mention two things. I did not mention in the episode. Giveaway, guys. The giveaway is happening this Thursday.
Yeah, that's right.
Giveaway is happening this Thursday. Make sure to show up in 2 days. We'll be I'll do it behind the scenes, and we'll just reveal the winner on the podcast during the recording sesh. So make sure you guys are tuning in Thursday for the live stream, or listen to it afterwards. It doesn't matter too much. I'll probably reach out to you on Twitter. So if you're not following us on Twitter, make sure to do that. That's how we'll give the winner. You have to make sure to prove that you're the same person. All that, blah blah blah, screenshots and whatnot. And then I also want to thank you guys for an amazing week we just had. We had the best week we've ever had.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I mean, that's not exactly true. We had one particular day where we had an insane amount of downloads. Remember that? That was kind of insane. Besides that one fluky day, this has been by far the best week we've had. So we appreciate you guys if you're brand new, appreciate you guys. Okay. Let's do it.
Of course they did, Hari. Of course.
Drip. You're not doing your job. Your one job that you have.
Shit.
You failed.
No, I'm fine. I got it.
Hey,
you want to do a Mario draft tonight?
I wish you guys could see my face. The face I just made.
So that's a no or yeah?
No. Shut the hell up.
Okay, sorry.
This podcast was edited and uploaded by Uncle Geeb Productions. Hey guys, and welcome everyone to the Noise Eats podcast. I am your host, Uncle Geeb, and with me is Host Media Gaming. We record this podcast live every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can listen to this podcast on Apple, Spotify, Google, or anywhere you can find a podcast. You can also watch our video podcast over on youtube.com/DripGeeb. Drip not only didn't do his job multiple times, but during the music intro, you probably heard him do his little snippy, snappy, whatever he was doing over there. Drip. I'm sassy tonight. How you doing?
You are a little sassy. Why are you being so mean, man?
I don't know. I'm anxious.
I'm trying to be productive over here.
Like, I don't even know my deal.
I was being quiet. I had nothing else to do, so I started just cleaning up my desk a little bit.
Yeah, I think I need someone to come over and slap me in the face. I feel like that's what I need. I just need
is it that bad, really?
Yeah, I don't know. Something's wrong with me. Like, I'm ill. But how are you?
That's not good. I'm all right, man. I'm really pumped. I got my Zelda OLED.
First time in DripGeeb history that somebody has just said, I'm not good. I'm ill. How are you?
I'm not good. I'm ill. How are you doing? I'm great.
Good. I know why you're great.
I got my Switch. I got it. I got the Zelda Switch.
I can play. The only sound I have is this one. And with this selection, Drip chooses
the Zelda Switch.
The Zelda Switch.
Listen, it's awesome. I'm so happy. I got it. I don't have my regular white OLED anymore, but you know what? I don't need it. This is it.
Yeah,
I'm very happy.
I really enjoy that white OLED. I like those Joy-Cons. I like the dock.
I never use them. They've been in a little box over there for months. I never use them.
I mean, I would never get rid of those Joy-Cons. Those are, to me, that's a special edition because they're only, like, I don't know. I really, really like those. It's weird. It's because they're not special edition, but I really do enjoy those. But you know what's more important than those white Joy-Cons is those Zelda ones that you got. And that's pretty awesome. But tonight, Drip, is not about Zelda. We're talking about Mario tonight.
Which is surprising.
Also, if you guys haven't noticed while you're listening or watching, this is an extra pod this week. It's an addition. I'm sorry, I yelled at Drip earlier. This podcast is an addition this week. This is episode 16 of season 3. Excuse me, we're on a Tuesday night, Drip. It's crazy.
Yeah, Tuesday. On a Tuesday.
Tuesday, as they say in Philly.
A Tuesday, yes. Tuesday. Tuesday night.
I want to, before we get into Mario, I just want to say this, Drip.
Okay, what?
Everybody who doesn't care about this, I'm sorry, just fast forward about 60 seconds while I get on my soapbox.
Oh, God, go ahead. I already know what you're doing.
Ladies and gentlemen, jury.
Nobody cares.
Everybody, you need to understand something. Joel Embiid just won the MVP of the NBA basketball. And something's very important about that. It makes me extremely happy. If you guys like this podcast, if you like Nintendo, if you like me, you should be happy for me. Embiid tonight is like the Super Bowl for me. Embiid won. He finally got the chip. He was runner-up 2 years in a row. 2 years in a row he's runner-up. And he finally is no longer the runner-up. He is finally the runner, the front runner. He wins.
The runner.
And on top of that, last night they beat the Celtics. They're dirty butts. They stink like poo-poo.
Dirty butts.
They finally beat those dirty butt, stinky poo-poo Celtics.
Yeah, that's
in one game. at Celtics Stadium. I get off my soapbox. Thank you guys for entertaining me for a second.
Yeah.
Drip, thank you for giving me this platform to complain about dirty poo-poo butts.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
But more seriously, guys, but we are talking about the Mario movie. It finally hit $1 billion. I mean, I said that with a B, everyone. $1 billion.
That is, honestly, it is crazy. It's nuts.
It's insane, man.
Okay, before we even get into like all the other stuff, I just want to ask you, back when we first heard about this movie, did you have any idea at all that this movie would be as successful as it was?
No, let me tell you why, though. Let me tell you why. Because my brain was like, I was pretty modest on the whole thing. I'm like, you know what? It's going to do really well. It's going to do really well. It's going to be a really respectable showing from Nintendo Illuminations. It's going to be like basically everything that we've seen is going to be. It's still very popular with the fans who watched it. It was very solid overall as a movie. There were some issues with it. I mean, I was expecting that. Everything that I thought was going to happen, I pretty much came true. Like, it was all pretty much happened, except for I had no idea that it was going to be this successful in the box office in particular. The sheer amount of people in the short amount of time that have gone to see this movie, that is something I never expected.
Yeah. Well, I mean, me neither. Not 1 billion. But you got to think about it like this, too. Think about movies. And I mean, I know they make movies about things all the time. And they make movies about, they make movies about video game characters.
Yeah.
But Mario's kind of different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, ask anybody, anywhere. Yeah, Super Mario. Yeah, they know it. They know what that is.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
dude.
Everybody knows what that is. Even if they're not into it, you know what it is.
Yeah, it's not like you say, hey, God of War. And you're like, hey, Ragnarok. Like,
or
no
like,
one.
Samus. Like, no. I mean,
who?
maybe Zelda. Yeah, probably.
That Nintendo character who's a dude that's like most like if anyone who even knows who that is, but doesn't play the game.
Don't even know who it is.
They don't even know if it's a lady. I didn't know that for the longest time. But yeah,
no.
Like Mario is so synonymous in the gaming community. Nintendo in particular, obviously,
just in pop culture in general.
Yes,
not even
absolutely.
just gaming.
Just yeah, that's a great point.
Everywhere.
That's a great point. I want to elaborate on that a little bit. In pop culture, Mario, and not just gaming, in pop culture, and Nintendo kind of had that. They knew that. They knew that Mario was so synonymous in that area, and they're like, you know what? Let's take advantage of that success. Let's get this. Let's not maybe not everybody plays the game, but you know what everybody does do if they have some free time and some free cash, they go watch a movie. So like this was an ingenious plot by Nintendo to make more money and to make the fans pretty happy. And
they did it right, man. That's the thing.
Yeah,
like it wasn't just some crap they threw out to try to make a buck. Like it was done right. All the Easter eggs, you can tell how much time and effort went into building that world.
Absolutely.
So I mean, just the fact of all that, like you can tell they put what's crazy? You know what the budget for this movie was?
I actually don't. I'm really curious to hear what the budget was.
Crap,
can I take a guess? Can I take a guess? Having
take a guess. Because
no real knowledge. I don't have any knowledge at all in like the, economics of movie making. But my guess is because number one, because of how expensive the cast was. Like we all know that Charlie Day, Jack Black, Mario, Chris Pratt, Anya Taylor-Joy, all Keegan-Michael Key, all those people are high level people respected in the filmmaking and in content in general. I'm gonna say, man, I don't know. I honestly, that's not. I'm gonna say 400 million.
No.
More?
No.
No?
No.
How much?
Can I tell you?
Yeah.
100 million. That was the budget for the movie. They made so much money, dude.
Wow.
So much money.
You know what? I guess I'm kind of, it's probably because voice acting is less than actual in-person acting. It's less of a time commitment, probably. Yeah,
I'm sure the pay might be, I don't know. Either way, you know.
I said less. I'm not saying insignificant, especially with these high-profile people, but I'm just saying it's less than if they were going to be in person doing this, spending hours and hours on set every day. I'm sure voice acting, while it does take plenty of time to do, I'm not trying to discredit that. I'm just saying that it's not as much of an in-person commitment as much as like being on set constantly, making sure makeup's ready, all the time spent that you'd be making to make yourself look like the character.
You don't have
Yeah.
all those other people there.
Right,
There's no
right.
makeup. There's no nothing.
Yeah, you just need a bunch of computer nerds out there. Is really what the main thing.
Well, they have Illumination. That's
Yeah.
That's what it went to.
Man, that's literally 4 times less than I thought.
Yeah, but I mean, think about that. That's crazy, man. That's nuts.
Do you have any numbers? If you don't, maybe can you look it up? Like, let's say for the next closest comp to the Mario movie, like what was their profit margin versus the the cost of the movie?
Well, okay. What movie? What type of movie are you wanting to know about? That's the thing.
Well, an animated movie. I think Frozen 2 was like the next. To my understanding, Frozen 2 was like the next closest. Because it's from what I heard, this is not information I have for sure that I know, but to my understanding, Frozen 2 was 10th on the list. Mario movie's 11th, and Frozen 2. Oh wait, I lost my train of thought. But Frozen 2 is next on the list as far as I know in terms of revenue, and it's in the top 10 grossing animated films of all time. And Mario would be 11, like I said.
It's in the top 10, you say?
I believe so. I mean, you don't have to like go digging for it. I already
have that up here. It is Frozen 2 is. It was in the top 10. It now sits at 13.
Oh, okay.
It now sits at 13. Yeah, I have the whole list right here. It sits at 13. It made overall $1,450,000,000.
So that is 450 million more as of this moment.
But that's as of right now, yeah.
As of right now, and that movie's been out for years. I don't know if you saw this too. The Mario movie was supposed to be in and out of theaters because they're doing those shorter windows now. After COVID, they started doing these shorter windows in theater and getting them out. And some movies have gone and stayed with that. Some movies have not. But the original plan with the Mario movie was to take it in, do it, get it out. And they've actually extended it. So they're going to leave it in theaters longer because they know. I can tell you this. Do you know how long they're going to keep it in theaters?
I think whatever I looked at said it, but I don't remember. But, I mean, I can tell you this. They're going to continue to make money. How many weeks has it been in theaters? I went the day it came out.
I want to say a month. I think it's been 4 weeks. That's what I want to say.
I feel like we're...
Yeah, it was early April. It was definitely early April.
Okay.
And we're currently May 2nd.
Okay, so I went 1 week, and then I'm trying to think when the kids were here where I took them. It wasn't that weekend. It was the next weekend after that.
Okay.
So weeks after, when you go see a movie weeks after, especially like midday, even on a weekend, like there's not a lot of people there. You know what I mean? Like there's some people there, but it's not crazy. Packed. Every single theater for that. And this is even crazier. So there's 2 theaters here in Morgantown. There's one up at the University Town Center, which is the Regal. And then at the Morgantown Mall, there's the AMC.
Okay.
So I go to the AMC. I just do everything online. I got the tickets like the night before, but I was like, man, it's like it's filling up. And I started looking at the other ones and I was like, oh my God, like some of these are already completely full. And we were in line to get tickets. We're sitting there in line to get tickets and just to, show them my thing and get all the stuff so we can go in. They're turning people away. They're like, we don't have any seats for any showing of Mario for the rest of the night. And we're talking, this is 1 o'clock in the afternoon. They're talking about 7, 8, 9, 10 o'clock. They are sold out. They're like, there's another theater, the next exit up. Go up the next exit. They still have some, I think they still have some seats. They were sold out. That was 2 weeks after.
I'll say this. I think Abby and I went, 3.5 weeks out from release. It was just like, I don't know, maybe 3 weeks out. 3 weeks out of the release. We just saw it maybe 2 weeks ago. And we kind of making fun of it actually because we went on our phone.
No. You saw it last weekend, right?
No, I think it was 2 weekends ago. Because it's currently Wednesday.
You're right.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It was a few weeks ago.
Right.
The exact point is not the point here.
Yes.
The point is that we got our tickets earlier in the day. We got it. It was Abby. What day of the week was it that we saw it? Was it a Friday? Is she down here? No, she left me.
Where are you?
Where are you? I can't remember. I think it was. I don't remember. I think it was a weekday. I don't believe it was a week. Oh no, it was Saturday. I'm sorry. My mistake. It was Saturday.
It was Saturday.
Yeah, my mistake. Okay, I'll speed up let me speed up my point here. So we got the tickets on Saturday. Early in the day. We saw, but the tickets were for like 10 o'clock at night. So that kind of takes out a lot of the younger audience out of the equation. But like we on my phone, it tells me that we're the only people going to see this movie. This is like, I don't know, 2 p.m. in the afternoon, and it's like, oh, a Saturday, and we're the only people to go see this movie. And then okay, well, it's 3D. Okay, whatever, cool. We'll be the only ones in the theater. That's awesome, dude. I would say, but people just kept. We sat there. We got 10 minutes before showing time, and we're still the only ones there. But then someone came in. Okay. Other people came in.
Just kept rolling in,
and they just kept rolling in, dude. And by the time the movie started, the theater was 85% full, I would reckon. Like, dude, that was all walk-ins because I bought the tickets online. You see the seat chart. We're the only ones that bought tickets. And 10 minutes before the movie started, we're the only ones in there. Everyone just rolled in.
I mean, it's wild. Like I
85% full, 3D, 10 o'clock at night. So there's no kids there. It's all adults, right?
Yeah.
And it was just insane to see. Like, I mean, I thought we were gonna have the whole thing to ourselves. And it turns out it was a packed house.
Yeah.
For 3 weeks
and
after
that
the movie
was even
goes,
for the 3D. People don't even go see not a lot of people go see 3D. They're like, I'll just see it, right? Like,
I'm a nerd who likes to watch the movies in 3D when they're available. I prefer the IMAX 3D. This was not IMAX 3D. And also, by the way, side note, I have a serious complaint with the Regal 3D in that theater. I think it was at Crystal Lake in Illinois. I got to say something. I'm going to call you out right now. Crystal Lake.
Look out, Crystal Lake.
Regal. The audio was absolutely atrocious. I mean, like, my home theater with my basic 4.1 setup is miles better than what was in that theater. It was actually disgraceful. I could not, I'm not just being an audio nerd, I promise. I even asked Abby, like, hey, this sucks, right? I'm not the only one here. This sucks, right? She's like, yeah, it's not great. Dude, I'm telling you, I could not hear certain words pronounced. Like the diction.
That's crazy.
It was terrible. And worst of all, besides the diction was horrible because of how bad the speakers were. It was surround sound, obviously. And the speakers were terribly placed in the back wall. Like, literally, there was a speaker. I was in the middle of the aisle. There's a speaker in my ear. There should be no speakers in the middle of the aisle. Why would they? Left and right, bro. It's stereo. There should not be a speaker by my head. I'm talking like on my seat is near the back wall.
Yeah.
And there's a speaker on the back wall. Like, it's basically where my hand is.
We have the opposite problem at the AMC. Sometimes you go into certain theaters there, and it is so, like, I'm fine with going to a theater. I expect it to be loud. But sometimes it's like, dude, this is crazy. Like, this hurts.
Oh, it was loud. Don't get me wrong. It was loud. It was terrible. It was like your buddies in high school, your buddy's car who put a subwoofer and like terrible speakers. That's what it sounded like. It was terrible. It was just I'm done with that. That's not what we're talking about. But,
so so fuck them. They suck. I mean, listen to this. I just want to tell you right now. Okay, let's just think about this. I don't think this is gonna get up into like the big boy numbers.
Probably
I want to tell you about like all-time highest grossing films, okay?
Please do.
Avatar.
Yeah, well, first Avatar, right?
2.9 billion.
Yeah, I mean, that's a juggernaut.
Avengers Endgame 2.7, but almost 2.8 billion. Avatar: The Way of Water, the second one, 2.3 billion.
How old is that movie, man? That's incredible.
It came out December?
Oh, it's been that long? Really?
Yeah. Okay. Titanic,
I knew you were going to say Titanic.
2 billion, but I mean that's in theaters, man. That's in theaters. Once they're out of theaters,
right.
That's it. Star Wars: Force Awakens, 2 billion. Infinity War, Spider-Man, Far From Home,
Marvel.
Yeah, Jurassic Park,
another juggernaut.
King.
Yeah, another juggernaut. I mean, these are all juggernaut. We're talking like straight shots, fire shots. Juggernaut.
Furious 7.
That's not a juggernaut,
anyway,
but I think to the audience.
Top Gun Maverick. Then we got Frozen 2 at 13. But okay.
Disney, juggernaut.
I want to tell you this. Mario, right now, we're not even done in the theaters. And it's sitting right under the 2009 Aladdin release.
Oh, God.
At number 41.
Movie got that much? Holy crap.
At number 41. At $1 billion.
Give me trying to
how far a couple above it. We're looking at like Rise of Skywalker, Toy Story 4, Toy Story 3, Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest, Rogue One, and as I said, Aladdin. And they're all, I think it's easily going to pass all of those. It's going to pass all these. I can tell you right now,
Yeah.
all these ones I'm looking at all the way up to, I mean, I would say around Captain Marvel, Transformers, Spider-Man, Far From Home, at about that 1.1 billion. I mean, we could even see it go higher than that. But I mean, that's up in the top. You're getting into the top 20s at that point. When you're into like the 1.2, 1.3 billions, you're in the top 20. This could do that, right? This could easily do that.
1.1?
Yeah, or 1.2, 1.3.
Absolutely. 100%. And where'd you say that if it got like, let's say 1.2, where would it rank?
Let's just say 1.2 flat.
Yeah.
You'd be sitting at number 21 at that point.
I mean, like, it's not quite in Juggernaut territory at that point. It'd be just outside.
No,
I would say top 15.
It's an animated Illumination movie.
That's not animated. That was not the list of animated. That's the list of all movies.
No, this is everything. Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I mean, you got the big ones. You got Toy Story 2 on there, Frozen 2.
Right. But you're talking all movies. I was mistaken.
Yeah,
so
this is not
I would say if you're within the top 25, even let's just say top 30 to make it nice and round.
If you're within the
top 30 movies of all time in the box office, you've made yourself a juggernaut. I would say the top 10, top 15 of anime. If they can get within the top 15 of animated stuff, they're an animation juggernaut. But if they're gonna get within the top 20, or close to it, they've made themselves a movie franchise juggernaut. The team of Nintendo Illuminations.
Well, they've done it before.
Nintendo?
Minions was up at one point. Minions was at number 10.
Yeah.
It's fallen back to 24, but it's at 1.1.5 billion.
Yeah, I think this is an amazing partnership for Nintendo as far as these movies and these spinoffs in particular.
The only way this could have been better, the only way, and honestly,
spin-offs.
thinking about it now, it may not even have been better, but the only way I think it could have done any better is if it was made by Disney.
Yeah, but I don't think Nintendo would have participated in that.
I don't know. Maybe. Who knows? They don't need to do it. I mean, they had a good partner. I mean, Illumination, that was the right call. The animation was
absolutely.
spot on.
I agree 100%.
The movie looked amazing. It looked really good.
Visually stunning. And we'll get to, so guys, just a warning for now. We will at some point, and we will announce it clearly, talk some spoilers as far as the Mario movie. We promised it. We will do it. That will come later. Don't worry if you're worried about spoilers. We'll give you a fair warning, but trust me, there's nothing we're going to be talking about that's going to make you ruin your experience. I don't think there's anything you could say to somebody, to be honest. That's kind of a spoiler of itself. There's nothing you could say to somebody that's going to spoil this movie. There's nothing to be spoiled. It's a Mario.
There's little things, but we're definitely going to talk about those things because those are the things I find the most interesting.
Yeah, I think this movie was very much a visual novel. Like, it's very little to do with the audio. Luckily, because I couldn't freaking hear anything. But the visually was stunning.
Yeah, well, the music was great too, man. It was amazing.
I'm talking about.
You're talking about like the dialogue.
The dialogue. I was not. The music is. We'll get to that. I mean, and the spoiler stuff. But the music was fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's wild, man. Yeah, they're at a billion. I mean, I'd love to know how much longer it's going to be in theaters. You can kind of track it a little bit better that way. And I'm sure they've probably put out predictions of what it's going to do.
Mm.
But I mean, man, it's just crazy. It is absolutely crazy to see this movie doing what it's doing, because I didn't expect that at all. I did not expect to see this movie do this, which makes me really happy knowing that there's more coming. They're really going to put effort into the stuff that's coming now. You know, this one did great.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's going to be a Mario 2. Who knows what it's going to be about? I mean, we got a little bit of a post-credit scene.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. But I mean, you know, and then you get into the Zelda movies, the Metroid movies, the spin-offs, Luigi's Mansion, like Donkey Kong. Like this is going to go on forever.
Yeah. I would say saying that there's going to be Samus, Metroid, or Zelda at this point, I don't think those franchises are fit with Illuminations.
Yeah, I mean, maybe not. maybe not.
There's success, Nintendo. I
there's
think
a rumor already out there that there's a Zelda movie with Illuminations in the works.
I bet there's a rumor out there that about
again,
anything, you know, it's
rumor, but
yeah, I
I've
don't
heard
believe
it several
that.
places. Yeah, I mean,
I think Nintendo has to. I believe Nintendo is smart enough to know that unless they're going to do something that Illuminations has never done before, and make something that's really serious, and there's no real comedy other than like what we can normally expect with Zelda. I just don't think it's the right partnership with that. And maybe Metroid could prove me wrong, but I think that would kind of take away from the intensity of that game in particular. It's not a horror game by any means, but Metroid games will definitely have some a level of intensity that is not for everyone and shouldn't be made by the same people who make talking banana minions. You know, I don't think that is the right fit.
Especially not Metroid. I mean,
no, but with that being said, Drip, there is plenty of spin-off potential. I mean, without any need to be said, and this is not spoilers. You don't need to watch the movie to know this. Donkey Kong, Luigi, Peach could get her own movie. I think would be great. I think there could easily be a Peach spin-off.
I mean, this kind of was her movie.
It kind of was, but that even makes it better that it could be a Peach spin-off movie.
You want to talk to spoilers now? I mean, we might as well. Let's get into it.
Let's get into it, guys. If you are wary about any of the spoilers, you don't want to hear anything that was in the movie itself, we're not going to hold back. We're going to kind of let it all out. So I'll give you guys about 10 seconds here to go ahead and leave. I would say skip. What time is it right now? I would say go ahead and skip about 15 to 25 minutes. I would say skip 15 minutes, see if you hear something that's spoily, and then skip another 10 minutes after that.
Get spoiled real quick, and then say,
get spoiled real quick. I can't tell you exactly how long. I can't predict the future, but I would say we're not going to go any longer than 15, 20 more minutes about spoilers. So
yeah.
With that being said, hopefully you guys are gone at this point. Drip, what spoiler do you want to get into first?
Okay, the biggest one that I think is and it's not really, I don't know. It's something very interesting in the movie.
Yeah,
that happened that I think they're gonna go forward with in the second one a lot is, okay, first off, Mario and Luigi are not from the Mushroom Kingdom. They're from Brooklyn.
Correct.
They get sucked in through a pipe.
Yeah.
And then they didn't know
there was a
place
water
existed.
main break, and they're like, let's go fix this. Kind of like the first movie, which is funny. And they go down the water pipe, they see a green, what's this? And then they get sucked in.
Yeah. That's not really the big interesting part to me. Excuse me. Yeah.
Don't do it, man.
The interesting part for me was that they found Princess Peach as a child the same way.
Yeah.
All the Toads found her as a kid. She had, just showed up there. So she came from, the actual real world too. I think that's an interesting story. I want to see, like, where are her people? Like, where, you know what I mean?
Where
like, who
are
lost her? Like, who lost her? You know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
What was happening that she got sucked down a pipe in a sewer as a kid? Like, what was she doing in the sewer? I just thought that was very interesting, and that they kind of raised her. And there were a couple scenes where she was like wearing like the Toad get up with the vest and the pants and stuff, and she's like jumping around, and then they made her, she's like, oh yeah, they made me their princess. I was like, that's an interesting backstory, honestly, because we don't really get that in anything else. You know what I mean? We've seen Mario as like, plumber, Brooklyn thing, whatever.
Right.
We've seen that, but not with Peach. I thought that was very interesting with Peach. I want to see where they go with that. I think there's going to be something built from that. You know what I mean? It seems like they really put a lot of emphasis on that part of that little bit of dialogue, but they didn't really pay it off. So I feel like we're probably going to see something with that.
Yeah, I mean, like you said a second ago, Peach, this is kind of her movie. I think that it's largely about Peach, and they kind of, I wouldn't say they reverse roles. She's not exactly the hero, I wouldn't say. I would say that it was
badass, though.
She's a badass, but I would say that it's a collective hero-ness between Mario, Toad, and Peach. Peach is kind of the muscles and the brains. Toad is like the I don't know, Toad's Keegan Michael
there.
Key in mushroom form.
Man, he was so good.
He was so great.
So good.
And Mario is that character who we kind of expect, but he's kind of and he's in a new world, like we said. He's from Brooklyn. He gets sucked down into this mushroom kingdom.
By the end,
he's like, where the heck am I? What am I doing here?
By the end, he's Mario that we expect.
Yeah.
But yeah,
can I say this
first,
about the plot that was really cool? I thought was awesome. As very few plot points of this movie, as we all kind of know at this point. I think it's a really cool plot point to see that like they went from the Nintendo Illuminations went from the angle of it's not that like Mario is the hero, right? It's Peach, right? Because she's from there. But Mario, it's kind of like when you start. Let's say you pick up the first Mario game, for example. When you play the game for the first time, how many times did you die? A bunch. You died a bunch because you didn't know what you were doing, and that's that's kind of the angle that they went with in the movie. Mario doesn't know what he's doing. He's terrible at the course, right, of doing all the jumps and everything.
Whenever
and Peach has to teach him. Peach has to teach him like, hey, I've been doing this since I was a kid. Let me show you how to do it. And it's a little Rocky montage of him failing doing the course, and it reminds me of my first time playing Mario, of how bad I was. And it's like you kind of keep playing, you keep trying, and eventually you can get through the level, and that's exactly the how they went with this movie, and I think that was spectacular. It's as little story as there is. What they did give us, I thought, was really nice.
Yeah, and I mean, watching it I don't know, man. I honestly liked it even more the second time because I picked up on so many more of those little Easter eggs here and there.
Yeah,
like I knew it was something, and I couldn't place it because I didn't have a GameCube. But Luigi's ringtone is the GameCube, the little like the little opening sound. His ringtone is. I was like, why do I know that?
Yeah, there were so many spoilers in the movie, or not spoilers. There were so many Easter eggs in the movie. Yeah. But there were so many that I knew that were Easter eggs, but I couldn't like put my finger on like what is that? I know that's something, and that was one of them. I knew his ringtone had to do something with and I'm like, that's it. But
I saw it in a video.
Absolutely right.
I was like, God, that's what it is.
I said Luigi's Mansions. That's Luigi Mansion because Luigi Mansion on GameCube was kind of synonymous, right? So I think that was basically a nod to the GameCube, or it was a nod to the GameCube Luigi's Mansion. That's awesome.
Because it was I mean, it was cool. It was cool.
And there was a ton, man. There's so many, and most of the Easter eggs
the whole
were
movie
audio.
Was an Easter egg,
but it was audio. I'm sitting there looking for stuff, and I kind of halfway through the movie, I kind of come to the realization that there's not too many, at least that I've caught visually, but there's been so many that I heard. There's so many that I heard visually, or I'm sorry, that I heard audio wise. It was so many.
Yeah, like little like sounds from the games, and yeah, there was a lot of that stuff. There's a lot of that stuff. Okay, the other big thing, obviously, the post-credit scene, the egg.
So yeah, the egg. So guys, Yoshi isn't in the movie. I'm like, where the heck is Yoshi?
Well, we saw some wild Yoshis.
Yeah, but not where's the Yoshi? And we never saw Yoshi, but we did see, like you just said, post-credit scene. All they gave us was an egg.
Yeah, but clearly that's Yoshi, and he's. That's another thing too. Yoshi's in Brooklyn, right? He's outside of the pipe in the sewer there in Brooklyn.
Yeah, he probably got warped from Mushroom Kingdom to Brooklyn, is my guess.
But then Mario and Luigi were in the Mushroom Kingdom at the end of the movie, so they're not even there.
No. At the end of the movie, they were back in Brooklyn because they were eating with their parents.
No, at the end of the movie, they got out of wherever they were at, and they both jumped in the air and went into a pipe. Yeah, but it looked like they were at home at first, but they weren't. They were in the Mushroom. I mean, I don't know. If
so the family was in the Mushroom Kingdom.
I don't know. I can't remember now.
But the last scene,
they were definitely there.
Correct me if I'm wrong. The last scene is eating with their family. No,
I don't think so. No.
Okay. I mean, it was a while ago since I saw the movie, but
yeah, I don't think so. That was in the movie, but it was like it was like after they come back, there was at the end of the movie, they absolutely were eating dinner with their family at the kind of concluding. Okay, maybe.
But I don't know if it was the very last scene before Yoshi. I don't know.
I can't remember either. But I know this. They were in the Mushroom Kingdom because they had their little bags and they ran out and they like jumped and warped into a pipe and left, and
yeah.
I mean, they were there. So they weren't in Brooklyn. That egg was in Brooklyn.
Yeah, I think they're probably fluid between the two worlds at this point. They probably can go back and forth.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it would be, you know how to get there.
Yeah, it's not like, I don't know if their location is exactly that important, but Yoshi's egg is certainly important.
Yeah.
And you're saying that was in Brooklyn? Yeah. So that's real. That's kind of important.
So what is it going to be? Like Yoshi hatches, just starts eating a bunch of stuff in Brooklyn?
I don't know. But that right there, dude, that confirms 100% there's at least one spinoff, and it's going to be a Yoshi movie. There's no way with this success and with that Easter egg.
No, I don't think it's a spinoff. I think it's just set up for Mario 2.
Good point. That's a good point. Maybe it is just Mario 2.
Yeah, I don't think that's a spinoff yet. Not with Yoshi, especially since we haven't even seen him yet. I would say it's probably just Mario 2 is what they're gonna have Yoshi, and I mean, who knows? Who knows? I mean, you know, they could bring in stuff from like Mario Galaxy. They could do so much stuff. They could do so much stuff. That's the thing. They did a lot, but they didn't even scratch the surface of all the things that they could go into. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, and yeah. There's so many directions they could take.
And
it's
like
kind
they've
of
got
incredible.
Bowser. Yeah, they've got Bowser in that little bird cage. Like clearly he's getting out. Like,
oh my God,
obviously.
dude, can we just talk about Jack Black and Bowser and Peaches? If you haven't heard the song,
Yeah,
God,
it's good. And
it's short but sweet.
I gotta
man.
be honest.
Oh God,
Seeing it the second time, I don't think Jack Black was that good. I think he overplayed it, and I don't think it's. I think everybody else did really good. I don't think I think it was way overdone, to be honest. I know that's a hot take. After seeing it a second time, I was like, man, I don't know. It's like, yeah, it's good. He's good, but it's not. I don't know. I feel like everybody else did a much better job than him. Can
it be my turn to be honest then?
Yeah,
because you talk about multiple times how much you love his Keegan-Michael Key's performance.
Yeah,
and don't get me wrong, he did a great job. I was underwhelmed, like heavily underwhelmed with Toad.
I love Toad.
Toad was just
the
there. Toad was just there.
But every time he spoke, it was like
it was funny, but like, listen, dude, there was nothing great about that performance. He did a good job.
It was funny. That's all it needed to be.
It was less about him and more about the dialogue. I think their dialogue for Toad was stupid. It's so like not really a fault of Keegan-Michael Key, I don't think. If anything, I was most impressed by Anya Taylor-Joy. I was most impressed by Luigi and Mario. They both did a fantastic. Chris Pratt. I talked so much trash.
Ton of shit.
Can I just make amends?
Go ahead.
I talk so much trash about Chris Pratt because I don't agree with his life choices, and that's separate. That's a separate conversation. His job that he did, and all the trash I talked about, because that was actually around the time of the Bayonetta situation, Trip, if you remember, when the Bayonetta voice actress.
Yes.
It was the same time when we were talking about that issue, and when we were talking about Chris Pratt's Mario, and I'm like, why are we giving big movie stars, especially dickhole movie stars, big roles in voice acting where there's plenty of starving voice actors out there who need roles? And that was my argument back then, and I stand by that argument. I think that we should be, embracing the voice acting community more instead of just giving voice acting roles to big actors. I said, let me talk. It's my turn, then it'll be your turn. Okay. I believe that's still the case. I think we should give the roles to those people. Why not give them their chance in the spotlight? Why give it to Chris Pratt? He doesn't deserve it. However, no. You kidding me? That's my opinion. He does a fantastic job though in this movie. Like, his performance was great. I think he's going to be great in Mario movies coming up forward. I actually look forward to his performances now. I think he was, I wouldn't say perfect, but the dynamic between Chris Pratt and Charlie Day was fantastic. It was. They sold the whole brother thing to me from the very beginning. Fantastic job.
Yeah, they did, and I think I said this the first time we talked about it. Like, Chris Pratt's voice next to Charlie Day, the way it was, like, it was just there. Like, I never once thought, oh, that's Chris Pratt. You know what I mean?
That was Mario, dude.
Yeah,
no, they both immersed me. They both immersed me. Anya Taylor-Joy immersed me. Bowser did not immerse me because they clearly was. Maybe that's where we're on the same wavelength there, but you're interpreting it as bad performance. I'm interpreting it as Jack Black's amazing. He could do anything, and I like it. And that's true. I'm a Jack Black homer. Sure. It was absolutely Jack Black, and I couldn't get over the fact that was Jack Black sounding like Bowser. He didn't do a good job of immersing me as Bowser, but he did put on a great performance. I will say that. For sure.
Okay.
I was entertained, and I was impressed with the performance. Was I immersed like the other characters? Probably not.
Yeah,
fair. That's as much as I'll say. That's as much as I'll say.
I was gonna say something else. I forgot. I was gonna ask you something. I don't remember now.
Peaches was too short. Can we say that? Peaches was too short.
The song, yeah, it's very short.
Way too short.
I guess it was shorter than that originally.
I don't understand.
I saw
how it could be any shorter than that.
Yeah, I saw something on it was Instagram or TikTok or something. It was Jack Black talking about it and how they, it was what it was, and then he took it and kind of like worked with it and made it longer. Like, we need it to be a little bit longer. Like, we should make it longer.
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, do it. Yeah. But yeah, I guess it was shorter than that. And then he did some stuff with it, and that's what it ended up being. But yeah, I wouldn't have minded it having a few other verses. I mean,
yeah, even the one-off video that they posted on YouTube was still short. I just think they could have, and not necessarily in the length of it was about 3 minutes of the YouTube video. I mean, that's plenty, but I think like there wasn't any more verse. There was no more written about it. It was just the very Peach, you're so cool, and then like I bet it like wins 3 verses, and then he just did the same thing. Grammy. It better. For comedy.
Guarantee
Give it
will.
for comedy. Do it for comedy. Grammy.
I don't know, something for like. I guarantee it will. It's going to.
He's Jack Black, man. He is becoming one of those people, not characters. He's becoming one of those people in life where he can do no wrong unless he like becomes a Nazi.
Yeah,
which I mean, there's nothing he can do wrong.
Something wrong.
Right. There's nothing he's going to do that's going to be like outside of like human.
I mean, yeah, I love Jack Black. I do. And like I said, the first time I was like, yeah, that's cool. But I don't know. The second time it took me out of it a little bit. It wasn't a huge deal. It's not like it like killed the movie for me or anything, but
no, it didn't. No, absolutely. Nothing killed the movie for me other than the fact that maybe there could have been more story. They could have been more in depth. They kind of dropped the ball.
Was it not like more of like a setup? It felt like a setup for like what they're about to start doing. You know what I mean?
Maybe. Oh, hey! I think I maybe talked to you about this again. There is actually one character who I strongly believe was terrible. I think you and I have chatted about this already on Discord separately. Listen, everyone, if you were any bit impressed by Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong, I'm sorry. You have no taste in anything. I'm sorry. He
was fine. It was
You want to talk about unimmersed? Listen. That was the worst. Anytime Donkey Kong's on screen was the worst part of the movie.
I didn't think that. I didn't think it was that bad. I didn't think it was that bad.
I did. I was overly unimpressed about his performance because he wasn't performing. He was just talking into a mic, and it was like, "This sucks. Get off the screen." Like that's how I felt about it. Like, you're unimpressive. I love Seth Rogen. He's funny.
Yeah,
but. Like that's a perfect example of like there could have been a real voice actor who's actually talented. They could have gave that role to, but they chose money over
exactly.
Talent.
You're talking about a gigantic They want this to make money. They're gonna put the names. That's what I was gonna say. That's why. I mean, you're never gonna see small names really on something like that it has that much riding on it.
Yeah,
just not gonna see it. That's why those names are where they are. That's why those people were doing it. But I mean, overall, I was really happy with all of it. Like you said, story could be more, but I feel like I said, they had so many open threads, like that whole thing with Peach and how she was a baby. Like that's like they didn't even pay any of that off at all.
No,
I don't know. I feel like they really set up just meet these characters. Here's a little bit of story about all of them, so you can know what's happening. And then we're going to do this again in a couple years, and you're going to get even more. I don't know. That's what it seems like to me. I could be wrong.
Yeah. Are we done with spoilers? Is there anything else you want to touch before we officially take off the spoiler warning?
I didn't have notes.
No, off gut reactions is kind of how I felt.
Oh, you have a spoiler warning thing up on the screen?
Yeah, I've had it up there.
I saw that. That's nice of you.
I am. I'm kind. I try to be kind.
You
apparently
are kind.
I'm the nicest person ever, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yes. So is there anything else?
That's all I got. That's all I got.
Cool. So yeah, guys, well, come Come on back. Where spoilers are done. Yeah, KG in the chat, we did talk about the post-credit scene. That was a few minutes ago. If you want to check out the audio version of this podcast, feel free to KG to figure out what you didn't hear in there, or scrub back after the live stream is over. Do all those things. We did talk about a few of those things. Anything we missed? Anything else you want to talk about with this Mario movie?
It was good, man. I don't know. It was good. I liked it.
It was good. I
can't wait to see how much money it actually makes.
Let's finish. Let's wrap it all in a bow. The whole episode. Do you think? I'm not saying deserving. I'm not saying that, because obviously how much money someone deserves or company deserves is completely subjective. But not that it doesn't deserve it. I'm saying, my question is to you, Drip. Do you believe that this movie deserved the success financially, critically, from the people, not the critics? As far as I know, the critic score is still pretty low. But do you not? And I'm not, again, we're not talking about people's wallets here. We're just talking. Do you think it was a good enough movie to make that much money? Do you think it belongs among these movies that it's with up there?
I think that they took things from Mario and made a Mario movie, and it's very, very clear that they took their time and did it right. It's very clear that the work was put in.
Yes or no?
Yes, I do. I believe it is. Like, it lacks story, but you liked it. I liked it a lot. I saw it twice. I mean, that's a movie you could, like, it's a good movie. It's a good movie. It's really good.
It's
a
lot better than the first Mario movie, that's for sure.
Yes, it is. But think about it. Like, it's Mario, and it was done properly. It was taken care of. It was, I was afraid we were going to walk into that theater and see this movie and be like, that was like stupid, cheesy,
cringy.
Like, why?
I was afraid of cringy.
And it wasn't like that. It was great. No. It was great. As far as that goes, it was perfect. I mean, they nailed it. Yeah. I mean, I think it totally deserves it. You put out good stuff, you get rewarded. You put out shit, you don't. But the word of mouth is what did this. I mean, it had a great opening weekend, but man, like, people came out of that theater like, that was awesome. That was really good. Like, really surprised how good that was. Yeah, I think it deserves it.
I'm in agreement, man. I'm in full agreement. I believe that they definitely took their time with this. They crafted something with Illumination, visually stunning. I wish I could hear anything, but the audio, the music was great. The score was great.
Amazing.
It was a great movie.
A Beastie Boys song in there too.
The Nintendo might have just created themselves or made themselves a juggernaut in the movie space. They might have just weaseled their way in.
I mean, that was the plan, man. That was the plan.
I would not be surprised if Nintendo says at some point, you know what, Illuminations, we're still gonna work with you with our Mario franchise and all the other spin-offs in terms of Mario. But thank you very much. We're gonna take the knowledge that we learned, and we're gonna make our own company.
They bought an animation studio. Do you know that?
Yeah, I heard about that a while ago. We talked about it in the podcast, I think, briefly. But yeah, they're on their way. At some point, they're going to leave Illumination, and I think that's probably going to be mutual, right? I don't think Illumination wants to work for Nintendo much longer. I think they kind of. I mean, I'm guessing. I'm only guessing.
They just made $1 billion together.
Yeah, but they've done it before. Like you said a second ago, they've done it before. They can do it again. They can do it again. They can do it again. Illumination.
They probably can, but they could do it again with Nintendo.
They will, and they will. They will for multiple movies, but Nintendo's gonna separate at some point, and they're gonna make, and they better make a movie with Zelda that is live action.
I want a Zelda movie, man.
I don't just want a Zelda movie. I don't even care if it's
live action.
I do. That's what I'm trying to say. I do care that it's gonna be live action.
Like, I would take a series, like an anime series. Like, that would be sick.
I would not. I don't want. I like.
Oh, come on, man. That would be awesome.
I'm just saying what I want. What I want.
Zelda would fit that too. That would actually work really well.
I want a live action Zelda movie. That's what I want.
Who plays Link?
Tom Holland.
Not Tom Holland.
I saw that render, and I'm like, that's a great idea.
Okay, but who else?
Dude, I'm not a movie buff. You are. You tell me.
I don't know.
Joe the Toes. Joe the Toe of Toes will play Link.
I don't know.
How about Zelda? Who should play Zelda?
The girl from Harry Potter. She's too old now, though.
No way. You know who should play Zelda? Do you know who Lindsay Sterling is?
Nope.
Lindsay Sterling plays violin on YouTube. She dances. She's an interpretive dancer and plays violin while she interpretive dances. She's fantastic. She started as a street performer. Now she's like a bigwig in
Harry
music.
Styles. That's Link.
I mean, visually, that would be a good match. His skill-wise, absolutely not. Absolutely not. There's no way Harry Styles can act well enough to make me happy as Link, you know? Although he would be saying nothing. That's a good point, actually. I just made for myself accidentally. He'll say nothing because Link doesn't say anything. Do you think Link will speak in a movie? Anime or not?
I don't know, man. It's going to be okay. I've said this before, and I'll stick with this. If it's an animated film, he will speak 100%, because there's absolutely no way you are going to tell me that they think that they can get a bunch of kids to sit and watch a silent main character for an hour and a half.
You're looking at it all wrong.
No, I'm not. I'm looking at it from a kid's eyes. They don't want to see that.
I
have kids. I know what they want to watch.
Let me tell you why
you're looking at it all wrong. Trust me.
No, I'm not.
Let
me tell you why. Let me tell you why, Drip. Because this is if they choose to keep Link silent like they should, here's the angle they're going to take. They're obviously not going to have a silent movie.
I know it's not going to be silent.
Nobody's dumb enough to think that anytime Link's in the scene, especially on his own, it's going to be silent. You understand that Zelda has companions, right? Link has companions in Zelda games a lot. Like Navi, Midna, Fi, Fo, Fum, all those companions, right? He's going to have a companion, and the companion's going to talk. I mean, it's
himself?
No, like in the game, man. Do you think it's weird that Link never says that? There's no dialogue ever in Zelda where it says Link and has words. It doesn't really happen. That's the way the movie's gonna. You never read it. You never read Link speaking text on games.
Well, he does. Yeah,
and you're not gonna hear him in a movie either. You're just gonna have
in some of the games though. You just never see what he's saying.
Right. He goes like. He just waves his arms around.
I don't know.
Right, and that makes me think that maybe he will speak. Honestly, he probably will speak. If I'm a betting man, I'll say he'll speak. But I think they should keep him silent, and they should have, if they want to get around that. There's plenty of ways.
It is possible to do as long as he has a very good supporting character cast around him. I mean, you could do it as long as you have somebody who can act it right, who can there's people who act and they don't have to say anything. You know what I mean? Just scenes where you can just, they don't have to say a word and it's just amazing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That it can be done. If it's a live action movie, it can be done. I don't know. I think he'll talk though. I think he'll probably talk.
He probably will. If I was a betting man, I would bet that.
You're right though. It is possible for him to not talk. It would have to be one hell of a supporting cast though.
Yeah, I mean, let's just take, theoretically Navi. Let's just say Navi can talk for him. Yeah. They'll give you the emotion in his face, from his expressions. The music will give
Link
you lots of
in Wind Waker
emotion.
Switch Corner says Link talks in Wind Waker.
There's dialogue with actual dialogue.
I don't remember. I just played that game. Well, it's been a year.
What do you mean, 3 years ago?
It wasn't 3 years ago, was it?
I mean,
2? Maybe it was.
We're in the middle. It is the 5th month in 2023.
Holy crap! Maybe I should start playing that. Maybe we bust that out tomorrow.
Hey, I'd be down for that, man. Absolutely, that'd be great.
See how much Wind Waker I can get done before Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah, you just finished Breath of the Wild.
I did.
And it's gone forever, right? You want to tell people what happened?
Oh yeah. So all that stuff. any of you who were over on my channel streaming over there with us, watching the Breath of the Wild playthrough, that file is completely gone. So glad we went to Ganon last night and finished it up because it's gone, 100% gone. Yeah, I deleted it because I had my original save file on my. That's on my account. You know what I mean? That's in my cloud saves. But I had a separate file. It was like, I don't know. I called it like test. I had test 1, test 2. I used to do a bunch of stuff with those, trying to do stuff for videos. But I had to do that playthrough on one of the test things. It doesn't actually have, it doesn't have cloud saves or anything on it because it's not a real Nintendo account. It's just a thing on there. So it's gone.
Can you read Alex's comment?
No.
You don't want to? That's it. Can you read it?
Which one? The last one?
Dude, Maybe Roy from Ted Lasso could play him. He has a
Okay.
great grunt.
That would
I
be
mean,
good.
comedy. If they're going for a comedy, sure. I mean, that'd be spot on. Just have. All right, what you're gonna do here, guys? You're gonna be Roy from Ted Lasso, except for you're a little fairy boy who wears green tights, and you're gonna go. Yeah. And guys, I think that's gonna wrap up this week's. Well, I'm sorry, today's podcast. Really,
Today's, yes.
because this is Tuesday. By the time you're listening to it, it will be Wednesday, and by the time you listen to it, there's already going to be another stream happening on Thursday as regularly scheduled. Thursday we'll have another stream, another podcast,
Yes.
and guess what? We're going back to Zelda because what did we talk about, Drip, today? I forget what we talked about. I've written down the angle. I won't tell the people. Actually, okay, now I remember. We're not going to tell the people.
No. Wait.
We have an angle. It's about the Switch. It's about modern gaming.
Oh, yeah. You mean last night? You said
Yes,
today.
last night.
That was last night.
Whatever.
Yes.
Sorry. Yeah.
You wrote it down,
so,
right?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Guys, we're done for this podcast. If you're in the stream, hang around. We're going to hang out for the after show a little bit longer, talk to you guys. We'll get you guys' thoughts about what we said. We're in our Mario movie. Hopefully you guys are already back from your spoiler fast forward sesh. And we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
You have 2 jobs, Drip.
I know. I forgot. I was reading comments. Sorry.